Welcome to Living Local with Lori.
Hi, I'm Lori Johanneson, a top performing realtor in Naperville and the surrounding suburbs. My goal is to connect my friends, my family, and my clients with other local area experts. Today, I am lucky to be interviewing Allison Cooke, who I first met just through Facebook. I think we had a lot of mutual friends. And then I responded to a social media ad and had no idea that it was Allison Cooke who sat behind that ad. And the ad was for BeLocal. And something that is really important to me is obviously I'm doing the Living Local series is to be as local as I can and have a really good presence within the local community that we're in. So Allison, if you can tell us a little bit about BeLocal.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, first of all, for having me and selecting me to interview and share the information that I have. Because, yes, we both have that similar passion of be local, living local. So I think this is a great opportunity for us to connect like this. But BeLocal Naperville is actually a nationwide, under a nationwide umbrella of Into Publishing or Into Company. And the goal of what we do for BeLocal Naperville, which I started in February of 2020, the goal is to connect new movers and help them transition more smoothly to resources in Naperville. I mean, Naperville has vast resources, as we know. And so what we have done is put together a coffee table style magazine that they get complimentary in their mailbox shortly after they move. So it's a nice, beautiful, iconic cover on there right now. We change it once a year. And then inside is just really complementary resources. So the Park District has partnered with us. The Napier Settlement has put a beautiful history article in there. The Visitors Bureau helped with Dine Naperville. And then other residents have actually supplied articles to make this resident-driven content. So it's residents and local organizations giving information in a way that is friendly, comes to the new mover, and then they can utilize it their first year or two as they settle in.
Which is wonderful. And I think it's great to have print. And as we talked before we started the recording is social media. Everybody goes out, types in, I need a dentist, I need a doctor. Who do you recommend? I'm new to the area. Speak a little bit how you explained to me before we got started about the benefit of obviously social media is great. We all use it. And then having this as another reference.
Sure. Well, I have moved 6 times in 19 years. So I don't know if I told you that. So I'm very familiar with the pain of moving. And that's why this is just so near and dear to my heart. And when I would move, I didn't have anything like this. In general, what I would have is either social media and or coupons that came in the mail, which I appreciated, but sometimes my husband would just put them in the recycle bin. I wouldn't even see them, or because they weren't necessarily pretty for me to put on a coffee table, I'd put them in their drawer or something. So the difference though is when you go onto social media, you don't know who they are. You've moved into the area, and it's a whole bunch of names you don't know, and you don't know if they like the same things that you'd like, if they have the same quality standards that you have. It's like, consider the source, right? But if that's all you have, that's what you're going to use. And what we would submit to you is that when you have print, there's a lot of research out there that print is a more trusted, credible resource. That's what consumers view print as long as it speaks to them and in a way that they want to receive it. And so what we suggest is that, well, when consumers go online, even myself, go on social media looking for recommendations, if I see it in a credible source that's directly about my area, it just adds another layer of credibility. So we do have the opportunity for those businesses that want to stand out a little bit way. They fully support this. This is complimentary again to the residents, and it's supported by businesses that do want to stand out with an ad, a higher ad in there. And so those that do stand out, that helps them when someone recommends them online. And let's say it's a roofer and there's like 15 recommendations, and all of a sudden they see the ad in here, that helps the consumer feel more comfortable to say, oh, they're in this BeLocal magazine, someone else referred them, maybe I should at least consider them. So that's a reason that we like to also provide it in print. We do have a digital, anyone can go find this online. It's belocalpub.com/Naperville. So this resource is available. Also, if they aren't a new mover, but they want all the fabulous information that's in here, they can find it online as well.
That is perfect. And I love how you summed it up. And I also think it's important. There's a lot of realtors out there too, who are like, I want to be in BeLocal, but it's not about the realtor. It's about the local presence of the other businesses as references. So as other realtors are listening to this is a great thing to include in your first time home buyer folder with the buyer guide and everything else. It's another trusted resource for that new person entering into the community to have hold of. So as you said, I can buy them directly from you, which is wonderful. And others can do the same and find you online.
Mhm.
Very helpful, very
Yeah.
wonderful information. And I'd love for you to share a little fun fact about yourself, fun story, fun fact that you'd like others to know.
Well, there was something I did that I still can't believe I did it. But back when I was a little bit younger, when I was 30 years old, I had the idea of running a marathon. The longest I'd ever run was 3 miles. I was not an avid runner. I just like to add it as part of the exercise, right? And so I decided to run a marathon. I ran one 6 months later. I did it in London, England. I did it under the guise of Team in Training, which is for leukemia, raised $5,000 to do it. I chose to do it that way versus just go run a local one because I felt like I would not quit if I had other people committing behind me to go do this. And so I put that hard challenge at the end of raising the money and then going and doing it. And I had the time of my life, raised the 5,000, went to London, took a friend with me. We went to Paris. Most people don't know that I have completed a marathon in my lifetime.
Oh, that's awesome. I've never completed a marathon, but I am really trying hard to complete my first Ironman this year. So I will end a marathon, but it'll truly be a run walk. So it won't be as glorious as somebody who can run the whole thing. Have you run any further than 3 miles since?
Now, here's the joke about my life, though. So I did a 26-mile marathon over there, and then like a few years later, I did like a half. And then I did like a 5K, and then I've done mini triathlons. I said by the time I'm like 80, I'll be like on my walker trying to do a mile. It's like I keep shortening the distance, but I'm still doing them. So, and the mini triathlon, I've done 2 of those, and that again was a challenge. I had never swam. I was never on a swim team. I just could swim. So I literally had like the high school kids teaching me how to swim. I had to humble myself so I could learn how to breathe right and so forth. And I just did that. I guess it was like 5 years ago that I did and swam across the lake and then, biked and ran. And that was a great accomplishment too. So it's just good challenges to get myself active, like just something to focus on and get out there. So those are kind of my fun facts of doing unique challenges and stepping up and accomplishing them.
And you supporting a good cause while you were doing it. So that is awesome. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you. And again, you can see more details on the social media page on how to connect with Allison and BeLocal. So thank you again.
Well, thank you, Lori, and congratulations on all your success. Thanks.
Thank you.
Also, remember to follow us on Instagram at Johanneson Home.